Hello everyone, I'm Vikramaditya here. Welcome to Softech. And in this session, I'm going to discuss with you one of the most important topic, that is the HR interview question and answers. So, what would be the probable questions in your HR interview, and what should be the answers is what I'm going to discuss with you all. And this is one of the approach to get into the HR interview. You can have your own approach as well. Okay, let's start now. Okay, so this is most probable question in every interview. Tell me something about yourself in brief. Okay, so this is one of the most frequently asked questions during an HR round interview. So your answer has to be short, crisp, and to the point. Here are some possible high impact answers to help you leave a great impression. So here are some possible high impact answers to help you leave a great impression here. Now, this is a possible answer. First possible answer. Thank you, sir, ma'am. If it's sir, you can say sir. If it's a lady, you can call them as ma'am. So for this opportunity, thank you, sir, for this opportunity. I'm from IBM. I'm from Hyderabad city and belong to a nuclear family. My father is a central government employee and my mother is a vice principal at a private school. My young sister will appear for CBSE 10th board this year. We are a very close-knit family. On an individual front, I perceive myself as a confident, conscientious and hard-working individual. I carry out any task assigned to me without hesitation, provided the instructions are clear. So if you see the last line here, I carry out any task assigned to me without hesitation, provided the instructions are clear, is a line which can be added to your possible answers. I've seen a lot of people telling about their background, but they never extend that introduction with what can they do for the organization. So this last line leaves a great impact on the interviewer. You can say, I carry out any task assigned to me without hesitation, provided the instructions are clear. Now, in the case of doubts, I never hesitate to put forth my questions. I have always been a fast learner and keep up my process of learning to figure out better ways of solving problems. Moreover, I love to compete with my own past performances than competing with my peers, as I believe that improvement is always better than perfection. This is something which you can think of as an answer. And now, the caution is, don't make the mistake of sharing too much personal information in any of your HR interview questions and answer around. You will not be left with enough time to sell your experience and relevant technical skills. Keep that in mind. Now, the second possible answer in the HR interview would be, well, I'm confident, hardworking, and a very professional individual. I have always carried out all the tasks assigned to me without hesitation, provided the instructions from my reporting managers or seniors were clear. I have also seen a good mentor to my. I have been a very good mentor for my juniors and never hesitate to guide them. But this is something which is a possible HR interview answer for those who are in a mid-level of experience or a high-level experienced candidate. So if you're a mid-level experienced or high-level experienced candidate, you can consider this answer. The first one should be considered by the freshers, and this could be considered by experienced candidates. On the other hand, I'm a creative person and allowed to test my boundaries. In order to do so, I keep pushing myself to think out of the box. This is another version of frequently asked HR interview question, an answer for the same question. Possible answer 3. If you are a senior most candidate, I'm covering this possible answers from the fresher perspective. a mid-level perspective and a senior level perspective. So if you're a senior consultant, you can say something like, I'm a management consultant with 12 years of experience that I have gained across multiple industries and sectors such as financial services, IT, telecom, retail, and media. In my current job role, I am responsible for business development activities. In the last financial year alone, I sold projects totaling a total of 40 lakh rupees to clients. On a daily basis, I handle a 10-member strong team of consultants and junior consultants. Besides being a management consultant, I'm a fair and independent individual. I try not to be judgmental and always absorb constructive criticism. Listen to my boss' inputs, my clients' complaints, as well as address my team members' issues to my best possible abilities. Now, the second question is, describe who you are or tell me about your background. In an HR round, you will surely face this question. It's a mandatory question actually. And among all other HR interview questions and answers asked to you, and I'm sure you treat it as the easiest of all. Well, it's not that easy. Never underestimate the possibility of scoring better points with a crisp answer if you feel confident. So it can become a fate changer for applicants having fewer than 5 years of experience. If your degree is obviously related to the job you are interviewing for, you can give this answer. So let's say you're from the computer science background. You have a bachelor's engineering certificate from computer science background, and you are applying for a computer science job. Then that becomes an relevant answer. So the possible answer would be, I'm a BTech in computer science, or say BCom in economics. I also have an MBA, or I have completed a certification course in digital marketing from the ABC Academy. What else would you like to know? Is what something you can ask them. In case your degree is not relevant as it should have been. For example, you are from the say a BCom background and you are applying for the computer science job. But you feel that you have the potential to shine through. You can give this answer like, this is a helpful tip for the HR interview. So you can proceed in the next possible way. So the possible way would be like, hi, I'm a BCom in BCom graduate, but I'm extremely passionate about the software field. I always had dreamt of being a software engineer, is what you can tell in the interview. Now the second possible question answer is like, I have worked on an independent project work with 2 other students on soft skills. I have also participated in several paper presentations on business communication. So do not forget to talk about your major subject in your undergraduation or post-graduation at the university, and also about subjects, papers and that are relevant to the job that you have been applied for. Now the third possible answer is like, I have scored an A in the professional and technical written communication in English in my first semester. Here's my mark sheet. Here you will expect a new HR interview question, and the answer to this one will be more relevant to your education. So in case there is an odd pause, start talking about co-curricular activities that you are good at. For example, you can say this like, I'm a music enthusiast and bigger level guitarist. I have to jam with my 4-member band every weekend at my place. Such an answer will add a light mood to the interviewer and make things more positive. So professionals can also cite the above answer and highlight certain awards and accolades which they have earned during their school or college or university years as well. Now, in possible answer 5 is like, I was a good orator and always stood first in debate and elocution competitions during my school and college days. Something which you can consider telling. what are your strengths and weaknesses? This is a very common question asked by HR professionals to candidates. Remember that the interviewers these days hardly ever get impressed by flowery responses, so be careful while tackling this one. So the possible first answer is like, I have several strengths, namely I'm patient, committed, honest and self-motivated. I'm the biggest dreamer I have ever come across. I forgive easily and hate to keep grudges in my heart. My greatest weakness is that I don't like getting interrupted when I'm seriously into something. Another one of my weaknesses is that I trust people very easily. As I already said, I'm a very patient person, so I'm actively working on this lacuna. The possible second answer would be, I'm impatient, which is the reason why I'm a quick learner. But I honestly believe that being impatient is a real weakness. So I expect my team members to prove themselves and start delivering on the very first assignment. In case a particular resource fails, I have a tendency to stop delegating work to them and pick up projects on my own. I'm working on this attitude, and in my previous organizations as well, my peers help me cope up with this to a great extent. So by saying that, in your peers help you cope up with this to a great extent in your previous organization, you are showing off your values, your gratitude towards what the people in the past have done for you. You don't have to tell it. Normally people don't like to mention others others help in your life, but when you're acknowledging others help in your talk to someone, it means that you are a person with a gratitude nature. Okay, to compensate for my own weakness, I prepare my people about my exact expectations. Then I give them a complete scope of the assignment, followed by a various checkpoint dates where they can update me about their progress with a demo presentation if applicable. In my previous job as a project manager, I was handling a 15-member team of both individual contributors and business managers like lawyers, web designers, graphic designers, SEO, SCM consultants, editors, writers, and callers, etc. This is something which senior people can consider telling it in the interview. I used to break the entire task down into manageable chunks for each employee, followed by stringent timelines and about when they could circle back to me. This process worked brilliantly, helped me stay within the organization and stay within the assigned budget, and help everyone achieve their individual targets as well as they have learned. And there's a tip for this. In your HR interview question and answers round, avoid confusing answers such as this one. It might spark a war of words. Instead of this, you need to highlight a skill set which you feel has scope for improvement, for example. So remember to summarize that you have been going to improve the same. So the takeaway here is that your HR round interviewer is not interested to know about your weakness. Rather, he or she is interested to see how well you handle the situation. So when you say weakness, basically you need to handle it extremely sensitively. So that's it. It's a very tricky part. So I've tried my best to answer that particular question in the previous slide. So you can go back and again listen to that and how to handle it. I'm sure by completely going through this session, you'd be more confident, and I'm definitely sure that you'll be more confident than ever before, and you'll be you'll be handling the HR round very better than the previous one. And the possible third answer is like, I'm a perfectionist, and that is my main weakness, which I also think is my strength. So this needs to be used extremely well when you're extremely confident about what you're doing, and this is a tricky answer. So remember that this needs to be taken in a positive way by the interviewer. If they don't take it right, you might lose that opportunity as well. So it's a very you know dangerous answer actually, but you have to answer it carefully according to that particular circumstances in which you are right now. Okay, so and you have not done your post graduation yet. This is not a drawback, but don't you think you should get a PG degree as soon as possible? So now for this you can have different variations of this question, so you can answer them in a different way. So I'll consider different answers that you can you can place in your interview. So do you want to complete your master or post graduation in the near future? So this might also be a question, or that might be the same question can be asked in a different way, like do you aspire to pursue higher studies? So and then what you need to do is don't fall into the interviewer's trap. This question is to you to check your confidence level. So do not feel unarmed or look surprised. So keep your calm and answer smartly with a strong and indestructible logic. So the possible answer for this is, as soon as I graduated, I felt the urge to start working in the real world. It's not that I'm a total novice. I have undergone 3 internships, of which 2 are paid from the reputed organizations. This credentials has helped me land an offer from one of those firms. I sometimes wonder whether I should have first completed my post-graduation. Had I done so, I wouldn't have been able to develop my complete portfolio. And I'm hoping that my track record will help me get selected for this position in your esteemed organization. This is a possible answer 1. The possible answer 2 is, having a post-graduation degree is important, but I don't think it is mandatory. Most job seekers out there have similar degrees. In order to differentiate a post-graduation degree from a reputed university, along with the total experience, can obviously help me stand out. I'm aware of this, and as soon as I get a call from a university about an executive program with weekend classes, I'll surely enroll for the same. As of now, I have a lot of responsibilities back home, which is why I don't think it will be wise on my part to enroll myself into a full-time post-graduation program. And the 5th question is, you have changed jobs, jumped ship too many times already. Why so? This question is asked exclusively to experienced professionals who have switched jobs more than 2 times in their entire career. So freshers can skip this question. So now the possible answer is, you may label me as a frequent career changer, but I genuinely feel that today I am a far better employee. My switches have helped me develop better interpersonal skills, gain diverse skills, and adapt to rapidly changing business environments. I can solve problems more efficiently and creatively, as I have learned to live with ambiguity and uncertainty. My first job helped me develop patience. My second job helped me master spreadsheets and numbers. My third job helped me develop better people skills and also adjust amidst cultural, diverse, and geographically dispersed teams. All in all, I feel that my varied background makes me an ideal candidate for this job role today. The possible second answer would be, I never expected to work with so many companies in these few years. The companies that I have worked for were small, and one of them was going through a really bad patch. But my journey has been a rewarding one. I can now confidently walk into a new situation and successfully figure out ways to develop a difference. This was truly meant to happen, and I wouldn't exchange all the experience I have gained from my switches for anything. But I'm seriously looking out forward to not having to do this anymore in the near future. I want to make a stint that lasts at least for 5 to 10 years with a reputed organization such as yours. This will make me a career a stable and a more fruitful one in the long run. What are your strong points, or what are your strengths? Don't just talk about your strength. Your interviewer genuinely wants to know about your strong points. So you can start something like this. I'm passionate towards my work and also a good listener, which means I take my instructions seriously. I'm not a person who leaves the things midway. I never lost focus even if I'm under stress or have stringent deadlines to meet. I like to finish every single task on my to-do list completely. Optimism, energy, and my ability to learn quickly let me hit the ground and rapidly solve problems. So this is something can be considered by freshers. I also have a good communication skills, which means I can deal fairly well with my business clients as well as with the members of my internal team in the future, based on my skills, abilities, and experience. I know I would be a great addition to the team. And the possible second answer is I have the requisite skills to make your risk worth it. Chatting less and letting my work to do the talking is my motto. In the past, whatever project was assigned to me was delivered on time and also at par with all the quality standards. The possible third answer is I've been told that I am a very good manager. My team tells me that I give them a lot of freedom in how to do their work, which they really appreciate. They also say that I'm really enthusiastic. So when we are faced with too much work, they tell me that my manner really helps to keep them motivated and calm. My boss also tells me that I'm very innovative in terms of finding new ways of working that cut out inefficiency. What is your greatest fear? Remembering that this is a stress test question, don't simply talk about your weakness. Your interviewer genuinely wants you to talk about your loopholes, so try to resist that urge to give him or her more points to reject you. So you have to be very diplomatic in this answer. The possible answer for this is you might think that since I have never worked in my life, that this is only my first job. My inexperience is my weakness, but I beg to differ. I'm fast learner and very open-minded. I assure that I do not carry any preconceived notions regarding how I feel I should perform my job. The possible second answer is I work too hard sometimes and care too much about my work. I take my tasks back home and work even during the weekends. You can call me a workaholic, but my family always points out that this is not right. Slowly and steadily, I'm realizing that speed and working smartly are the key, so I have begun to reach out to my colleagues for ready-to-use workarounds so that I can give more time to my family. So in short, if you can make this short, so I'm answering each and every question very elaborately, detailedly, but you can answer that in one or two lines as well. So for example, like this same answer can be answered like, my weakness is like I spend less time with my family, which I feel is my weakness. So I need to think of less about the work, and I should be less workaholic and spend some more time with my family is what I feel is my weakness. You can say something like that. So if I call up your current or previous reporting manager now, what will be their opinion about you? What will they say that you need to work? Freshers with no internship experience can move on to the next question to prepare for HR interview questions if you're fresher. But if you are experienced, so you have to listen to this. Okay, I used to get nervous while speaking in front of large groups. You can say that I had stage fear, and I believe that it's still true. This is partly because I'm shy by nature. No wonder that I have been always assigned individual contributor roles. My current manager might cite this as one of my weaknesses, and he has actually helped me to overcome my shyness. Thanks to him, today I'm an active member of Toastmasters International. If at all, if you are a member of Toastmasters International, make sure if you're this is a simple example here. You can do mention that, and my journey with them has been great so far. People who are not aware of Toastmasters International, it's a club which has been started in almost most of the multinational companies, wherein they develop the communication skills and the leadership skills and all. So it's a club. A Toastmasters club is an international club which has been having chapters in most of the companies right now, most of the multinational companies. So I'm working to improve my public speaking and leadership skills, and I am sure my future employer will witness a blatant change in me. And the second possible answer would be interesting. During my last performance review, my boss did not list any areas of improvement and gave me an outstanding rating. However, if I were to think of one, I would guess that I need to speak up more during meetings. I always have good ideas and contribute my thoughts to my current project. But I discuss these ideas with my boss and I let him do all the talking during meetings. I should work on speaking up more during brainstorming sessions. Now, the ninth question is, do you have any serious medical issues? Note, please make sure that you talk about relevant health conditions wherever needed while having a discussion during our HR interview questions and answers around. So a serious health condition generally includes pregnancy or any chronic diseases such as epilepsy and cancers. So if you do not have any of the above, do not give out too many details about your illness. Like for example, if you are suffering from cold flu, say so. Do not exaggerate the situation, as it might create a negative impression wherein your HR will start to anticipate your absence in the near future. So if you do so, you might bid goodbye to goodies such as travel opportunities, promotions, hikes, and even ripe leadership positions as well. So it is permissible for your future employer to question you. Some might ask you to get a complete medical checkup done and submit the report during the joining. So while giving out the answer, be brief and summarize the health condition in a few short sentences. So the possible answer would be, I'm partially colorblind. Sometimes I face difficulty in distinguishing between colors. For example, I cannot see shades or tones of the same color. But for your information, no adjustments would be required on your part to accommodate this minor disability. As you can see from my resume, it does not have any impact on my ability to get the job done. Or the possible second answer would be, I do not have any severe health issues, but I do have a migraine issue, if at all, if you have it. But otherwise, you can just close this answer with saying that, no, I don't have any severe health issues. Thank God. That's it. You can start this possible answer also thank God I don't have any. So, but I do have a migraine issue. So I have never disclosed my condition to a job interviewer before, or any pre-employment health questionnaire, as I was afraid that it might jeopardize my career. But I'm undergone both acute and preventive therapies, and most of my colleagues know about it. The situation is completely under control and I have been almost cured. Something which, if at all, if you have this is how you talk about it. If you really have a serious issue, otherwise you can just simply say, thank God, nothing like that. Or I do not have any serious medical issues. This is the best answer that you can possibly answer. Thank God I don't have any. Did you ever have a conflict with your current previous boss or professor? So the possible answer is recently I had a disagreement with one of my professors about a question that was out of syllabus in one of the semester exams. It was not a major one, but yes, I will label it as a conflict. Most of my friends and peers did not attempt this question due to ambiguity. When I brought this case into my professor's notice in private, he remained cold and unconcerned. So I and my batchmates had a discussion following which we went to him together. At that point, our professor agreed that the question was ambiguous, but he refused to give us a grace marks for the same. So I felt disappointed because he did not appreciate the fact that I brought the situation earlier into his notice in private. Besides, he did not suggest any alternative paper or project work with which students could make up for the lost marks. But remember, this first possible answer is not my preferred one, because I don't suggest you to go ahead and tell any details about your conflict with your previous bosses or professors, because it definitely gives a wrong impression in your interview. The possible second answer is I was managing the creation of our new company presentation, flyers, standees, brochures, and emailers. My team had to meet a very tight deadline, because everything has to be delivered on time. So I was in charge of the deliverables and had to manage all my team members, which included marketing, sales, graphic design, events, and product management. My designer was very talented, but he unfortunately missed a deadline. So when I approached him about the same, he started bad-mouthing me. So this is also not the possible, not the suggested answer. It's a possible answer for sure, but not suggested by me. So I was taken aback, but explained my reasoning again. Eventually, we decided to speak to our vice president, assistant vice president, about how important and time-consuming this project was. And the AVP agreed and ended up assigning other designing projects to another graphic designer. So this took pressure off my team, and then we focused on our priority. Later, my designer apologized for the blow up and his behavior. So he also thanked me for my help. So what do your friends, co-workers say about you? The possible answer is like, I recently completed my internship in Tata Steel Limited. If you're a fresher, you can go ahead like this. So I recently completed my internship at Tata Steel Limited, Tata Center, Kolkata. My project lead told me that in the beginning I was a little lost, but by the end of the summer, my internship program, she knew that she could count on me. The possible second answer is like, since I like to build professional relationships with my teammates, most of them have become great friends. We have been spending 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for several years now. So I'm sure that whatever they say will be realistic and not made up. So one thing that they will surely mention about me is my love for food. The rest is up to you to find out. And what did you do in the last year for improving your knowledge? So this one possible answer is like, in 2016, I was in final year of college. During that time, I did 3 things to improve my knowledge. I got myself enrolled in Aptech for the Sun certified Java programmer course. I will appear my exam soon. I have bought magazine subscriptions such as DataQuest. These magazines help me to stay well informed about new topics in the IT world. I completed my final year application project based on Java. The topic was centralized remote based college information scheme. Possible second answer is, being on L3 or senior level Windows Linux administrator, I have mastered my virtualization experience on VMware, KVM, Xen, Hyper-V, etc. I made sure to understand storage and networking better last year. I picked up Perl scripting last month and plan to pick up Ruby and Python in the next 3 months. I'm also a beginner level programmer as I learned C++. I mastered Chef on job, and I've been deployed in Amazon AWS to understand cloud better. I also earned my Red Hat certified engineer license, and I'm targeting for the RHCA by the end of 2017. Something like that. You can pick any of these lines, you prepare it, write it down on a paper, and then read it. So these are the possible answers that you can think of. Prepare well from these suggestions, and you can go ahead and build your own possible answer. Note that remember, certification is the key to land a job in an IT firm. So get certified as soon as possible in your core skills. Explain the difference between group and team. Are you a team player? The possible answer is like yes. During my summer internship at Cadence, me and my friend were working together. Ours was a mixed group with varied skills, and we produced results which would have been impossible to procure individually. So I had to keep all my communication channels open at all times to ensure that the project stayed on track. I was responsible for my part of the code and also for the collective delivery in the entire project. I worked closely with senior key team members to keep my deliverables on track. In the end, I was able to deliver on time and within budget. And the possible answer to is as though I'm currently in an individual contributor role, I like working with others as personally. I'm social and outgoing. I like to nurture and build team spirits. At least once a month we go for team lunch or host team parties, and generally I am in a charge of the finances from the pool fund. In case there is no budget left in some month, I ensure a potluck lunch. Being a senior in the team, I keep my eyes and ears open to understand the needs of all the others, especially my juniors and freshers. This is something as a possible answer for senior guys, experienced guys. We help each other focus on what really matters instead of getting bogged down with irrelevant pressures. My strong communication skills help me coordinate between different team members and resolve further issues. What is your ideal company or workplace like? So the possible answer is like my ideal workplace or company is a fair one that values my contributions, recognizes my achievements, and even as a fresher and encourages me to speak up and share my ideas. It is a place where I can be myself while working towards a great goal. And the second possible answer, the first one was for the freshers, and the second possible answer would be my ideal company is the one which can bring forth exciting challenges. Such opportunities will bring out the best in me as I can use my interests and experiences to grow. I like my present workplace as it offers all this along with a clean and professional work atmosphere and more. But I'm looking forward to a company that is actively involved in a social welfare, and your organization does exactly that. Have you ever had to fire anyone? How did you feel about that? This question is not applicable to first-time job seekers who are about to face a round of HR interview questions and answers. You can skip this to the next question if you are a fresher. Mostly manager and above level interview candidates are asked this question. So what's the question? Have you ever had to fire anyone? How did you feel about that? So the possible answer is yes, I have, and believe me, it feels horrible. But I know how to keep my emotions at bay while I'm at work. Firing comes at the very end of the road with me. When I set up a team, I do so very carefully after considering the past feedback and history of every single team member. But it is not always possible to choose your team. Sometimes you have to work with a few rotten potatoes, and it is essential to remove them from the basket to save the rest. Now, I have a tendency to spot poor performers within 2 to 3 months of them or me joining a new team. Last time I spotted one, I consulted my peers and other team members. So then I had to set up a one-to-one meeting with the person, and I gave him several warnings, both written and verbal, over a 30-day period. I helped him prepare a list of work and behavioral goals. that I decided upon after consulting the rest of the team. Eventually, I had to fire that person because he showed zero signs of improvement and drive and motivation. So that firing was for a cause, and I had to no other choice left for me in my book. So what is the most difficult thing that you have ever accomplished, or what is the most difficult thing about have you ever done? So even this question is also asked for senior people, for mid-level experience or senior level guys. So I have never been a great public speaker. The very thought of facing a crowd used to make me nervous. So when I started college, my best friend advised me that I had to get over this roadblock to shine through. So last year I took the bold step of trying my hand at the public speaking. I joined the debate club in my college. Since then, I have participated in multiple contests initially. I stammered, forgot my lines, dropped the microphone once due to my sweaty palms, and I even got booed or scolded by the judges. Yet I kept on participating. Last month, for the very first time in a year, I won the third prize. So it was great boost to my self-confidence. I believe that this is my greatest feat so far. So even bigger than my AIEEE rank. And the second possible answer for the senior guys is like I've helped my father set up his business from the scratch. This is a family business and startup as well. The initial days were really tough as I had to learn and apply everything at once. So, but be it sales, marketing, leadership, management, finance, and human resources, etc. So I'm a jack of all trades overnight. So it was really difficult to run and grow the business. Nothing was so difficult or stressful as this one. Midway, I even slipped into a depression and anxiety as well. I even made up my mind to quit my job and focus entirely on my father's dream, but thankfully the business took off due to our collective efforts, and today I'm free to focus on my career once again and do what I love the most. The accomplishment bit here is that I feel whole and complete as my family business is running smoothly and my career is undisturbed. What is the difference between hard work and smart work? So the possible answer is hard work is what every breadwinner does today, including a rickshaw puller or a daily wager. Smart work is what the educated masses like us are supposed to do, and some of us are actually doing it, like my father. A well-balanced combination of both hard work and smart work is the secret of formula to success. So I have friends who study all through the year and yet have 10 backlogs or back papers to clear. They do not have any interview calls in their kitty, and what do you think this is the reason behind this? It is their lack of understanding about the smart work. All year through, they were only working hard but not smartly. So they did not prioritize their goals properly. Again, there's me. I do not have any back papers or backlogs and have a decent GPA. I'm also attending this interview today. So whatever might be the outcome, I feel I have to prioritize my goals correctly and have worked both hard and smart. This is the difference between hard work and smart work. The possible second answer is hard work is delivering work on the time with more effort, and smart work is delivering work on time with less effort. I feel that this is a basic difference. Most of the times in the corporate world, I feel a combination of both is needed to attain excellence. How do you feel about working weekends and night shifts? The possible answer is I'm a fresher and I hardly have any exposure to the corporate world. Back in college, weekends were no different from weekdays for us. The assignment tasks and projects had to be submitted within deadlines, and to do so, we would study during the weekends as well, weekdays as well, and weekends. As far as night shifts are concerned, I would like to say that I'm a nocturnal person, and I like to do my studies generally at night. So I have no issues working during weekends and at night as well, provided I get enough compensatory offs to relax and wind down. Possible answer 2 is, sir, my body clock has got tuned into regular weekday shifts from 9 to 6. I'm not comfortable working nights and weekends on a regular basis unless there is some urgent deliverable or a resource crunch in the team. I'll surely pitch in. But working odd shifts in is not good for the mental and physical health of employees, and I hope you understand the same. Yet, if the company needs my presence mandatorily at night or during the weekend for continued growth and success, I'll definitely work for it. Or where do you see yourself in 3 years from now? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a very tricky question. So the possible first answer is, my current goal is to find a career spot that ensures continued growth alongside new challenges daily. 3 years from now, I see myself as an experienced and reliable senior in the team, and 5 years from now, I assume that I will be ready to take up managerial responsibilities like product strategy. I want to have a stable career in a single organization, and hope I will get the same wherever I start. And the second possible answer is like, I see myself working for a reputed organization at a strategic position with budgeting power, good remuneration, and minimal interference. Give an example of a time you had to respond to an unhappy manager, customer, colleague, a professor, or friend. You can answer this like, personally, I'm not too fond of conflicts. I don't like it when people are mean, so I try to avoid conflicts and tongue lashing as far as possible. In case such a situation arises, I let my seniors or professionals handle it. I cannot recollect the exact situation right now, but that's what I have done in the past. The second possible answer is like, in my previous job, a client was yelling on the phone. I understand that this is a reaction was completely out of frustration. So instead of taking it personally, I tried to calm him down and ensure that this concern was well heard. How did I do it? Well, I listened to him carefully and apologized once he finished. It ended up being a win-win situation for everyone. How quickly do you adapt to new technology? So I can adapt quickly to new circumstances. Since I'm clear about my job role, and I'm mentally prepared to take up challenges, I feel I have the capacity to learn fast and apply my new knowledge. During my student life, I had to clear new papers and projects in every semester and thoroughly enjoyed doing it. Similarly, I will enjoy picking up new technologies in my professional life as well. And the possible second answer is, being a big data engineer working on game analytics engine, which is in itself a completely new field. I have a great track record of adapting to new technologies. I have picked up and implemented RESTful cloud applications which can extract data from Mongo database or Aerospike and processes this data in Spark. The application I built takes SQL query inputs to process and generate output in a JSON, PSV or TDE format. Is published on a Tableau server and further uploaded into the AWS S3 buckets. This sounds to be a pure technical one, but it would definitely impress the HR a lot. Maybe 90% of this answer might not be understood by the HR, but they'll be definitely impressed by your technical in-depth. So in order to build this API, I mastered Java, Scala, and Drop Wizard, Spark, Mongo database, Aerospike, SQL, Tableau SDK, YAML, and Maven, and SBT in just 1 year. So whatever may be the case, the core requirements of my job are constant. I'm a Hadoop Spark engineer. Yes, it does take me some time to forego positive working relationships with my new colleagues, but when it comes to technology, I'm always the front runner. What software packages are you familiar with? So you make sure you know each of your skills thoroughly. In case you don't know a particular software package or a terminology, please do not talk about it in front of the interviewer for sure. Keep this important tip in mind while preparing for HR interview questions and answers. So the possible answer is like I'm proficient in operating systems like Windows and Linux. I'm familiar with Microsoft Word, Excel and PowerPoint from the Microsoft Office suite. I'm also familiar with regular web browsers, Photoshop and AutoCAD. And the possible second answer is that among the operating systems, I'm proficient in Windows NT, Windows XP, Windows ME, Mac, Windows 2000, Mac OS 8.6 Solaris, Mac OS 9, Unix, Linux, AIX, Sun OS, OS 2, DOS, FreeBSD, Novel 4.0, Exchange 5.5, etc. Among software solutions, I'm proficient in Microsoft Office Suite, IE, that's Internet Explorer, Outlook Express, Lotus 123, IBM Notes, etc. I also have good knowledge on Adobe Photoshop, CorelDRAW Pro, Adobe Illustrator, Studio, FileMake Pro, MySQL, SQL Server, SQL 6.5 and 7.0, Enterprise Manager, EasySQL, Net Object Function, Winget, Broad Vision. So you can add up what are things that you are aware of, if you know better. And you need to make sure that you are better for at least in 4 or 5 different topics. The remaining have been listed in my resume. Please have a look. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as a leader? The HR interview questions and answers are a way of testing your in and out. So the HR interviewer may ask you this question to gauge your self-confidence. So I rate my leadership skills as 8 out of 10. There is much to learn, but I have always been a strong leader. I was the head boy or head girl during my school days and in the college. I was a senior wing NCC cadet. I have completed my C certificate and have earned lots of badges in several NCC camps. So I have led the senior boys girls contingent at the Republic Day camp in 2012 as well. The second possible answer is I'm a good leader. That is the reason why today I'm manage a 5-member strong team independently in a multinational company. So while assigning tasks, I consider people's skills often. So if a team member is feeling demotivated, I try my level best to understand them and accordingly control the situation. Bearing my performances as a manager over the past few years, I would rate myself as a 8.5 out of 10. As there is still a lot of scope to learn and grow. What makes you angry? So I get anger when I get falsely accused of something that I did not do. Lack of order and discipline also irritates me, but 4 years of hostel life have taught me to cope up and adjust with the other people. And the possible second answer is in a team, there are times when I and some of my peers would work hard to achieve a goal. Well, there are some people who leave their modules incomplete or quit midday. At such a juncture, this load also gets assigned to us, the hard working a lot. I don't mind helping my peers out. So, but when an extra load of work gets assigned to me in the 11th hour, I get irritated. So sometimes when I know that I cannot do justice to this new module, I politely refuse to take it up. And remember, when you are telling this, you have to be a senior guy or experienced guy, because a fresher cannot talk like this, as I'm sure you understand. So are you open to take risks, or do you like experimenting? It is always good to venture into new waters and new technologies. So I'm a very adaptive person, and my diligence helps me pick up new stuff quickly. Experimenting or taking risks can yield both good and bad results. So, but the exercise in itself is a great learning experience. So such experiences generate experts, and I want to become a SME or a Java subject matter expert someday. And the second possible answer would be that this is a good question and a complex one as well. So my answer would be both yes or no. Personally, I like to experiment with new things, but I keep my past mistakes in mind, and before taking up a shot on a brand new project. For example, carpentry in my hobby, and I love to build small furniture pieces with my new toolkit, which was a gift from my brother. But I will never venture into a complete home renovation project with that little kit. So, what I mean to say is that baby steps are fine, but I'll not jump off a cliff at once. What are your future goals? Tell me about your short term and long term goals. So, my short term goal is to join a reputed company like yours, where my job role would allow me to apply my knowledge and key strengths. I want to get recognized for my contribution to the company in the long run. And the possible answer is like I've picked up marketing automation basics during my first job, which lasted for 2 years. I'm prepared to take up a bigger and more challenging project. I want to see myself as a marketing analyst in the next 2 years. That would be my short term goal, following which I would see myself as an end to end digital marketing strategist for a manager in the long run. And what motivates you? Okay, so this is a very interesting question that you need to answer carefully. I love public speaking, preparing a presentation and talking about it in the front of audience, and then getting back to them with the answer in the question and answer around motivates me a lot. The whole experience is so thrilling as a sales representative. I think building a connection with my audience is useful, inspiring, and exciting. And the second possible answer is like meeting the set target within an assigned deadline motivates me the most. When I do so, I get a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. When this is coupled with an award, I feel all the more motivated. All in all, I like to achieve milestones so that I can look back at them and say to myself, yes, that was my achievement. Visible results also motivates me. What are your hobbies or what are you passionate about? You can talk about your own passion here. This is a commonly asked question in all HR interviews. So possible answer is like I'm passionate about painting. I have been a painter for long, ever since my childhood. Even today, I take advanced art classes during the weekends. The whole exercise of beautifying a blank canvas with colors relaxes me. It is my way of unwinding. Make sure you tell any passion that you are going to tell. You need to make sure that it it should give the impression to the interviewer that it is going to enhance your career, because any activity in the weekends which will calm down your mind will actually boost your energies a level high in the weekdays. So it's very important that you tell about any hobby which will actually re-energize you. So I'm passionate about cooking. So I love to stir up a new dish or experiment with a new recipe every now and then. So every weekend my friends come over to my place to try out a new dish. I maintain a journal where I jot down all my kitchen quests. I might publish it as well as a guide for home cooks, but that will have to wait until I develop and write down at least 1,000 final recipes. So what are your biggest achievements till date? So the possible answer is like becoming the champion with 4 first prizes at the 25th Zonal Sports Meet is my biggest achievement till date. Or you can say, till date I have accomplished several goals and milestones in my career as an app developer. The one that rings a bell is the latest version update on a core product of my current organization for customer profiling and payments. We had been slogging on this version update for 12 months at a stretch, and I was a core team member. My team made me their team lead during the last 6 months, and at that time we were working on the mobile components of the product. To meet the deadline, I brought in 5 more resources who had expertise in certain technologies which were crucial for the pending modules. After the deployment of each of the component, all of us cross-trained to support all the platforms proficiently. in the end, we were able to deliver the project within time and budget constraints. So our CEO was highly impressed, and all of us were also awarded at the quarterly town hall in December. So would you like to take a look at the Android version of our product? You can just ask them this one as well. So what are you most proud of? So the possible first answer is like, it is yet to come. The day I land my first job in a reputed company such as yours will be my proudest achievement. That moment is still pending. You can say this as a fresher and for an experienced guy. So I'm very proud of how I helped a company like IBM set up successful sales funnel by satisfying 60,000 hyper responsive customers. So I even won a best performer award and 100% incentive payout for the same. What has been your greatest failure? So I could not secure a perfect 100 out of 100 in my math paper in 12th standard despite my hard work. That is my greatest failure till date. And the possible second answer is, last year we wanted to improve sales by 50% but achieved just 35%, which has a huge letdown, even if there was a huge boost to our ROI. The underlying issue was that I was on a holiday and my entire team took this last big deal for granted. So they are all star performance, but I don't know why they took this short deal so lightly. We had built a great rapport with this client over a period of 3 months, and the deal had almost been wrapped up. That was a huge failure in the recent past for me. Eventually, the deal slipped out of our hands and impacted the overall sales percentage. I still regret turning down the position offered to me as at the XYZ company last year. So I've gained good experience in my present organization, but it's good that I turned it down. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been promoted and become manager here. Neither I would have got the opportunity to interview with your esteemed organization today. How do you respond to a change? The possible answer is that I'm patient, persistent, particular, practical, and always positive. This helps me cope up with the change smartly. So the possible second answer is like, I try to stay focused on what I am and what I need. This helps me respond to change effectively. Are you demanding as a boss? Freshers may skip this question as it is not relevant to you. But if you're experienced, you can go ahead and consider this answer. So my demands as a boss are never unreal. If the workload is huge and timelines are not negotiable with my seniors, I do become a demanding boss. Yet as a manager, I always ensure that I help my team members progress and grow on their individual career paths. If they are having hiccups or challenges along the way, I delegate work accordingly and to make their life easy, as well as to ensure project delivery on time. Are you an organized person? So the answer is like, yes, I am quite organized. I keep all my documents, certificates and files labeled and sorted. The labels are such that I can retrieve anything that I need instantly in seconds. I also have a very clean desktop in my computer. And the second possible answer is like, organization comes naturally to me. My desk, folders, software files, clothes, kitchen and everything else is always well arranged, sorted and neatly kept. Thanks to my spouse and my mom for instilling this skill as a habit in me. Can you describe your time management skills? The possible answer is like, I make a to-do list with timelines and stick to this until any further revision of schedule is announced. That's how I manage my time. And the second possible answer, if you're a senior guy, is I decide on the order of my task list and prioritize tasks according to the instructors from my seniors. I try to deliver urgent tasks first and then the remaining ones. In the case of urgency, part is unclear. I prioritize complicated or time-taking projects over the simpler and smaller ones. Throughout the process, I keep adapting and updating my seniors to ensure that I am on track and my efforts are not getting wasted. What's your absenteeism record like? This is basically a very rare question in the HR interview. But in fact, if you've been asked it, at college I had an 85% attendance rule. I followed this rule all along. If there are certain policies in the company pertaining to an employee's attendance, I will surely abide by them. So second possible answer is I value punctuality in my personal life. I am absent from work. It is backed by either prior notification or a valid reason. I followed all company rules and HR policies regarding attendance and leave. I do not encourage habitual evasion of work among my team members as well. So habitual absentees are warned by me, and I also put the work across to requisite authorities in case somebody is overtly or disobedient. Are you reliable, or can I trust you with responsibilities? Yes, I am a reliable person. I like helping my friends and family whenever I get a chance, be it an emotional boost or a financial aid. I'm always around for them. Possible answer, second answer is that yes, I am not only reliable but also a very dependable person. If a task is assigned to me, it will dutifully handle and complete it within the stipulated deadline. What are the three things that are most important for you in a job? The possible answer is honesty, loyalty, and determination to achieve my team's target. And the second possible answer is professionalism, growth, and a healthy work-life balance are important. What was the toughest decision you have had to make? Choosing engineering over medical science after 12th was my toughest personal decision, but I think I have made the right choice. And the second possible answer is that when I was asked to step into a temporary team leader for the first time, I still remember how I missed a couple of my key communications from the manager. This pushed our deadlines back by 2 weeks. It was a great lesson, and since then I always make it a point to focus on the big picture instead of looking at smaller projects. And if you won a 10 crore lottery, would you still work? The possible answer is yes, I would still work to build my career. As far as the lottery money is concerned, I'll buy a huge house for my parents. The second answer would be the amount you quoted is not huge, considering the fact that my spouse is a social worker. In order to sustain my existence and my family's welfare, I would still keep working. And give me an example of your creativity. I can't exactly recollect, since I am hoping to become a software developer. I have to be creative at all times. Writing code not only requires technical expertise and logic, but also creativity to a great extent. So only then the solutions developed will be flexible and be accommodating. And the second possible answer is recently the company that I work for inaugurated a new store. On the day of the opening, the air conditioning of the outlet failed. In order to keep all the new customers comfortable, I immediately cracked the idea of organizing a sidewalk open air sale. It was a lifesaver as the shop was super hot inside. This is an example of how resourceful and creative I can be when the situation demands. What makes you happy? Success makes me happy. I also feel happy after accomplishing my task, or makes me happy achieving my goals. Holidaying with my family also makes me happy. The second possible answer is exercising energizes me and keeps me happy. I'd say that working out on a regular basis keeps me charged, as it keeps my mind and body healthy. I'm not a workout freak, but I follow a healthy way of living. After channelizing my extra energy in the cardio, I feel charged at work and tend to deliver better. Going on long rides or weekend trips on my Royal Enfield cruiser bike also makes me feel happy. How do you work under pressure? Can you handle the pressures? Working under pressure is what I have done a lot during my college days. I have realized that I can actually work well under pressure. It is the pressure factor that brings out maximum efficiency in me. And possible second answer is like, I like to work under pressure. It brings out the best in me as well as helps me grow. I learn faster and perform well when I have a strict deadline because I plan accordingly, work in a more organized manner, and also tend to finish my task with more efficiency. In my current job role, deadlines and pressure situations are common, and I have grown immune to them. Are you willing to relocate or travel? Freshers do not say yes at once. This will only show you a deep desperation to be a part of the company. Answer carefully, like this is an important tip for your HR interview question. So you can possibly answer like, I definitely consider it. If the opportunity given to me is appropriate, rewarding and feasible, I don't think I'll have any issues with the relocation or traveling involved. So you need to understand the purpose of this question, answer correctly as explained above. So what do you know about us or our company? So in possible first answer is, I'm Bilvik card customer myself. So the company was founded by Som and Pandit Vashisht. They previously worked for Umizan.com and then quit their jobs to start their own firm in India. Today it is one of the fastest growing companies in India and is all set to create a new records. It will be more than a privilege to get through and join such a super talented team. And the possible second answer is yours is one of the fastest growing and leading IT firms in India. Both your mission statement and tagline are catchy and very attractive. Everyone I know who is a part of this organization is very happy about working here. So I think this will be a great place for me to perform, show my talent and get recognized as well. Now, how long do you think you will work for us after we hire you? So I'm fresher and nothing can be better for me than starting my professional career in a reputed company like yours. So if everything goes well, I will be looking forward to a long stint here as long as the company needs me. And the possible second answer is, I believe in long hauls. I have been with 2 organizations in the past and my stints have lasted for 5+ years. Being an experienced professional in the IT sector, I have done my homework and believe this company will surely offer a best-in-class working environment and a rewarding career. So I plan to stay for a long time here, or at least for as long as my services will be valued and required. Are you applying for the other jobs? Do you have any other offer in hand? Do not get intimidated with this HR interview question answer. So you can be open about the other offers or keep it private as well, depending on how happy you are with this. So HR recruiters generally ask this to understand your demand in the market. So they also want to know that by the time they interview you and reach the offer stage, you would have to already accepted another one. So the possible answers are like, yes, I'm negotiating verbally about an offer with the HR of a startup company right now, but there is no documentation to support the same. So nothing is concrete yet. Or the second one would be, I and some of my batchmates received a verbal offerings from a company during our campus placements. I was supposed to receive the official offer letter through an email communication from the company within a week of my selection, but it's been over 6 months now. I have sent them one of the follow-up mail, but the HR that I am writing to is still silent. So I don't know clearly if actually got the job, and that is the reason why I came for this interview. You can also answer it like, no, I don't. Play safe with this answer while you face your HR interview question and answer round. If you have an offer letter already, keep it a secret till the salary negotiation stage comes up. There you can negotiate your remunerations on the basis of your current drawn package and also the offer letter that you have. You can negotiate with all the three organizations at this stage: your current organization, the company that issued an offer letter, and also the company with which you have been interviewed. And finally, select the best possible option. In case the strategy conflicts with your personal theories and beliefs, you can frame your answer as shown below. And the possible fourth answer is like, I've been talking to this ABC company for the past 15 days, but it is not yet final. So I'm interested in working with them, but I'm still not sure. Is there something you know about company ABC that you can share with me? You can possibly answer in that way. So why do you want to work for us or our company, or why do you want this job? So the answer is, I read an article in the newspaper a few months back. The news piece involved around your corporate community service. I'm not exactly philanthropist, as I'm not that rich yet, but giving back is a big part of my personal philosophy. So when I read that article, I was really moved. The true excitement overtook me when I got this interview call. It it will be a really nice if I get to work with an organization like yours and which follows the same philosophies as I personally do. Because my technical skills will be recognized in other places as well, but personal philosophies are equally important. And the possible answer is like, teamwork is what I truly believe in. When I saw that there was an opening in your organization, I made sure that my application was put in. Being a team player, I believe working together to achieve a higher goal is what drives success in the long run. And my skills as an engineer and a team member will give me a 360-degree satisfaction for me. Do you know anyone who works for us? The purpose of this interview question is like, it's most reviews these days fail to give an appropriate answer. So your interviewer wants to find out if your relatives, friends, or acquaintances working in these organizations. From a psychological point of view, they want to know if you already have a mentor within the organization. So it is recommended that you frame a positive answer for this. So the possible answer is like, I'm good friends with the daughter of Mr. XYZ, who is a part of your organization, or my friend is not your employee but thinks very highly of this organization and has been constantly encouraging me to apply. That is the reason why I am here today. So as the more I learn about this company, the more I wanted to become a part of it. And the second possible answer is yes, I am a friend of XYZ who is a part of your finance department, but our friendship was not the primary factor for me to apply here. Besides, I know how to separate my professional life from my personal life. This company has a strong reputation in the market, and I have always looked up to your brand. I truly believe that I can use my skills and expertise to help my team and the organizations grow. Why should we hire you, or why should I hire you? The most freshers might treat this as a challenging question. Remember that it's not some sort of a blow to your ego, but a stress test which you can pass smoothly with a powerful answer. Below given is your perfect answer, which you can use it in your HR interview. So I have all the requisite qualifications and skills. So I can do the work that that profile requires me to do. Besides, I have the capacity to deliver exceptional results. I can blend into mixed cultures and will fit in them beautifully, which will make me a great addition to the team. For a fresher, I have the right amount of exposure into this industry, as I have completed my internship with the XYZ company only recently. So hiring me will be a great value add to your workforce, as the organization will help on gaining with me around. So sell your interview on you and close the deal on your dream job while having a discussion on the HR interview questions and answers. To do so, you need to stay prepared with a summary of the best reasons why they should select you. If you feel you are the winning candidate, you should prove that you are the most qualified person. Here's your best answer. So, I have great communication skills, desired experience, and the requisite skill sets for this job role. If I get a chance to showcase my abilities, I will leave no stone unturned with my commitment to hard work and dedication. This is your chance to repeat your strengths and describe your best selling points while discussing HR interview question and answers. Tweak them to align your answer to the position's top requirements. Your answer should be ready in a few bullet points with the optimal combination of your industry experience, your domain expertise, your technical skills, and your key accomplishments. Articulate smartly for a sure short impact. The third possible answer is like, I'm confident about the fact that my strong technical experience and outstanding knowledge of skill 1, skill 2 and skill 3 make me strong contender for this position. I've been in this field for almost say 5, 10, whatever it might be, X years. I've got several to pick up skills. For example, in my previous organization, I've completed an internal certification on SAP and supply chain management as well. I have successfully executed projects right from the inception to delivery. I must add that today I'm sitting here because I strongly believe this is the right place to extend my skills. This might be excellent for my future and for the growth of this esteemed organization as well. Some other variations of this question that are generally asked are as follows. So your answer remains the same for the below questions as well. So what makes you the best candidate for this position, or why do you think you can fit well with this position, or what can you bring to the position and the organization? So same thing, the same question asked in a different way, that's it. Now this is almost a damn sure question. If you're selected, you'll be definitely asked what are your salary expectations. So you can say my salary expectations are in line with the current industry standards according to my experience and qualifications. And you can say thank you. So once my responsibilities are clear, I can state an exact figure. Right now, I would like to know what my potential manager expects from this job position in your organization, or after this discussion, maybe we can both meet a conclusion about my future remuneration. Or you can say as per the company's norms. You can also say as per the company norms. So you can say, sir, I'm sure your company is already paying a specific package to someone in a similar position. So hence I would like to know your budget if you do not mind. Accordingly, I can put forth my expectations. So you can say as per the company norms. So in a simple word, if you want to, in a simple sentence, if you would like to answer this question, you can just say as per the company norms. Do you have any good work ethic? With this question, the interviewer is judging if you are disciplined and structured in your work. To answer this question, you must communicate your ability to maintain your work schedule without compromising on quality. So you can possibly answer like this for freshers. I'm quite disciplined as a person and I believe in doing my work in a planned and organized manner. A well thought out plan and discipline in execution in the foundation of quality work. Now, for the experience, guys, you can say in my X years of experience as a professional experience, I have rarely missed a deadline. Barring extraordinary circumstances, I am usually able to stick to my writing schedule without compromising on quality. Besides that, I get along well with people, which helps in maintaining a good work environment. How do you deal with feedback and criticism? The purpose of this question is to test your attitude towards feedback and criticism. In answering this question, you need to indicate that although you are confident about your work, you're not stubborn. Show that you're flexible and willing to make changes and modifications when necessary. And the possible answer is like, to err is human, and I too have faltered at times in interpreting a client's or company's briefing and or expectations. However, maintaining a cordial relationships with the clients as well as with my senior helps me discuss and resolve the gaps without any fear or distress. And the second possible answer would be, I have learned that it is best to take criticism positively. So feedback and criticism help one to look at things from a different perspective, which results in a better understanding of the situation. So it ultimately helps one gain useful insights into one's strength and weaknesses. And the fifth question is like, your interview is more or less coming to an end when the interviewer asks you, do you have any questions for me? So you can never say no, as this perhaps the worst response. You can say no actually, but that's something which is which everyone says in the interview, right? So let's look at some other possibilities that you can make use of in the interview. So you can possibly say, yes, I do. This is probably your very first chance during the interview to ask a question. So questioning will indicate that you are, as a fresher, you came well prepared for the interview and you are still absorbed in the conversation. It will also show that you take interest in the organization. Make a general list of 5 questions about the company and ask them at your interviewer after all other HR interview questions have been done. So you can say, how has your journey been so far in this organization? What excites you the most about working here? Or how long does it ideally take a person to prove their caliber here? Or you can say, where is the organization headed in the next year? Or what are the next steps for this interview? You can ask these questions. So in case you already know everything about your potential employee, you can ask the interviewer a direct question like, can you tell me something about yourself? Or say something like, if the interviewer is comfortable with you by this time, they'll be very happy to share their details about you. If you're about to become part of the company, so they'll be happy to share their views as well about you. So you can just say, otherwise, it was great talking to you. This is the best answer, simple best answer. Thanks for watching this session, and if you have any doubts or queries, you can ask me in the comments, or if you have any suggestions also, you can write it in the comments. And also let me know what is that you would like to listen in the future. If you would like to have any sessions on any of the topics, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel, and do like this video and share it with every one of your contacts, because it's going to definitely help them in some or the other way, because this is common for everyone. So anybody whom you feel is going to apply for the jobs in the future, in the near future, or maybe going to change their career or change their job, so definitely for everyone, they must watch this video. So do share this video about HR interview questions and answers to every one of your contacts, and it will definitely help someone or the other for sure. Thank you. Have a great day.